what a difference a couple weeks can make. So Jack, we're looking forward to getting behind you and doing some good things. Just a couple thank yous very quickly, and I will be brief because I know we want to get to hear from our candidate and know our candidate, but thanks to Clark and his wife Kelly. We couldn't do such events without them opening up their homes so graciously, and just two wonderful people. And as you all know, Clark is the Chief of Staff for the Lieutenant Governor, and I couldn't have picked a better person. A smart guy who understands politics, and he loves to work. And so Kelly's doing a great job with the Secretary of Commonwealth, and they're doing wonderful things, putting great people on board. So let's give it up for Clark and Kelly. And I want to thank all of you all. I know it's a busy time of year, but these elections, and I'm going to talk just very briefly about last night, but these elections have tremendous consequences. They cannot be taken for granted, and so it is important for us to be involved. But if you all were focused last night on what happened, we saw how folks refused even to come to the table, and I want to come back to that in just a second about some of our leaders in Virginia. But when we talk about the closing the coverage gap or expanding Medicaid, however you want to phrase that, just a couple points. There are 400,000 Virginians who are working right now who don't have coverage. And as a physician, I can just tell you that when folks don't have coverage, they end up going to the emergency room, if that. And there's a time and a place for the emergency room, but it's expensive, it's not efficient, it's not where preventive care takes place. 15,000 plus of these 400,000 individuals are our veterans. I served in the United States Army, and I know there's several here in the audience that served our country, and I appreciate that, and thank you all for that. But the least we can do for those folks is to make sure that they have coverage. $5.2 million a day that Virginia is just leaving on the table. It's going to surrounding states who we're competing with as a business decision. It doesn't make sense. We have already forfeited about $870 million as of today from January, when the Medicaid expansion money was available to the Commonwealth. So the point I would make to you all is that we need people who believe in the Virginia way. And that is, I can't think of it. I know a lot of you were at the JJ meeting, and to sit back and listen to Mark Warner and Tim Kaine address the crowd. If you sit back and listen to them and don't agree with what they're trying to do, I think something's wrong with you. And the reason why they are such good leaders is because they are there to move Virginia forward, to move this country forward. And they believe strongly, don't get me wrong, in their principles and values, but they're willing, like a lot of us, to sit down at the table and listen to other people's ideas. And we might not always agree, but at the end of the day, we have to make decisions. And so that's the Virginia way, and the extremism, and there's some, to be quite fair, on both sides. We need to get away from that. That's not what's in the best interest of Virginia. It's not what's in the best interest of the United States. So we have an opportunity now in Jack Trammell to have someone that's got a great background. And Jack, I don't know you that well, but the main reason I came here tonight, I'm a pediatrician, and I know you have 7 children. So your family is a pediatrician's dream. So I will give you my card before the evening's out. But a professor at one of our great universities, a family person, a person who understands education, the importance of education, the importance of it being affordable to all people in Virginia. He knows about disabilities, taking care of those that are perhaps less fortunate than us. So he's a great person, and I would just ask all of you all to, we've got a few months left. It's going to go by very quickly. He's going to be on the ticket with another very good Virginian, Mark Warner, and let's keep this enthusiasm going. Let's get out there and knock on doors, make phone calls. Like Clark said, let's make sure people know who Jack Trammell is and what he stands for, and let's put him across the finish line come November. So thank you all again for being here today, and it's a pleasure Jack to introduce the next congressman from the 7th District, Jack Trammell.